There was a bully who tortured me in my childhood. He'd punch me, he'd burp in my face, he'd laugh at me till I cried, he'd mock me mercilessly. Well, one day when I was in my 20s, many years later, I got into a fight with him. The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg. The stage was set in a muddy field. Andrew refused to yield. He saw Greg approaching, and he threw out a bicep punch. It failed to connect. It wasn't much. The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg. Greg responded with a MMA punch. It connected with Andrew's head, and Andrew fell to the ground. Andrew got covered in mud. The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg. Andrew stood up and began to cry. But to Andrew's surprise, Greg said, "You threw a punch at me first. I have a heart of gold. I don't really want to hurt you, Andrew. I'm not the sadistic persecutor I was in childhood. I'm a Christian now. I'm a reformed person." The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg. Then Andrew and Greg became best friends. They hung out every day. The fun stuff never ends. The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg. Greg is now Andrew's best friend. They love each other. The fun never ends. The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg. The moral of the story is don't get into a fight. Instead, have peace and no plight. The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg. Andrew now sees Greg has a heart of gold. He's a wonderful human being. He got better when he got old. The glorious battle of Andrew and Greg.